So, many of you know, my name is Barensche. I'm here from the South African Peace Alliance. And we're a young NGO. We're calling on government to establish a ministry or a Department of Peace. And as you said, it takes our government leaders, but it also takes us to make that change for peace. There's three ways we're working with this. The one is to create awareness, and that is at places like this, events like this, where we create awareness of what the work is that we are doing, and also to unite with each other in that same value of peace, to begin to define a little bit more of what that means for us. And I wonder if I can just ask Johannes just to stand up for a moment. Sorry, Johannes, I didn't warn you. That young man has decided to walk from Cape Town to Johannesburg on the 16th of December to bring support and awareness to the South African Peace Alliance work. He's doing that barefoot. He's a dad with 3 children. And I just take my hat off to such courage, and I pray that all the support you need is going to arrive, and we bless you and thank you for that. Thank you, Johannes. He starts training in October, those of you who are keen. It's incredible courage, and I think it just is a symbol, really, as much as he's really physically doing that, of how passionate we've become about demanding and wanting more peace in our world. The other thing that we do is that we reach out and build alliances with civil society organizations, other NGOs, with citizens such as yourselves, and also with business and academia. I was happy to be at the UCT over the weekend, where they had a Model United Nations program, and just to see these incredible students and to hear them demanding the call back to peace. They were sitting in the UN and the Security Council, and some of it was cutthroat, and some of them just stood their ground and said, how can we build a bridge? How can we connect? And it was incredibly exciting for me to experience that with the students. However, out of the whole room that I addressed there, 2 of them put their hands up to say they were studying peace. So we need to call on our institutions to deliver peace studies. There are universities around the world who are doing this. South Africa is a space that is perfect for delivering peace education. The other work that we're doing, preparing for a public participation forums, where we reach out to people to debate and talk about what is it that they want peace to look like. With lightning and thunder. We're here to draft a peace bill that we need to go and present to the government. But we don't want to draft that on our own. We want to know what you want. I think different people will want different things. Constantia wants lower tax, Manenberg wants streetlights. So what do we all want? What does peace look like? And how is that for you? And how do we embed that into policy that then becomes institutionalized, embedded in our very culture, just as we've embedded violence? We've done that really well. Ministries of Defense, we build guns, we build weapons, we build walls, we have razor wire. How do we break that down? How do we change that? And we do that by embedding it as a culture. Some of the things that this ministry would do is encourage peace education. Well, first it would depend on what you want, but it would be to encourage peace education, as it's beginning to happen around the world now. It would also be to encourage a youth peace corps, and to encourage cultural activities such as this, and many myriad different ways through international relations. We need to encourage peace in Africa. If we have peace in Zimbabwe, peace in the DRC, we have people that will go home to their families, and so they can build lives and not have to come here and be shunned by the very society that we are supposed to be, which is a peaceful one and a reconciled one. We also want to encourage some of the TRC work to be continued. There's a lot of healing still to happen in our country. There are a lot of scars, and I think we've just sort of washed those away and said, we'll be fine, but we're not really. And let us own up to the work that still needs to be done, and let's support those who have the vision of peace in our country. Then I just want to say that, as John mentioned here earlier, the compassion. By delivering this Ministry of Peace into government, and we hope to do this in 2012, the ANC's major policy conferences there, and if it goes well and it gets accepted, that's what we'll do. We visualize it being a spiritual repository of our values, and particularly the value of compassion. And I say that because we talk about education being a major thing. If we have education, we'll have peace. Zimbabwe is a fine example of that not happening. They are the most educated people in Africa. They have the finest schools, probably not so much now. That did not stop the tyranny. It takes courage and it takes awareness to go and stand up and do what needs to be done to ensure that peace is a sustainable peace as a culture, not just something that we hope happens because someone else will do something about it. And then as our brochure says, and I thank you, Jenny, our chairperson who's here this evening, bless you for all your support and love. It says, without people, nothing is possible, but without institutions, nothing is enduring. I thank you for listening.